fucking bastard. Come here, you stupid motherfucker. You stupid piece of shit. You fucking stupid piece of fucking shit. I'll fucking kill you and your whole fucking family. Don't you fucking play games with me. Don't you fucking play games with me, you stupid son of a bitch. You stupid son of a bitch. I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking kill you, you motherfucker. I'll fucking kill you and your whole fucking family, you stupid bastard. You stupid fucking bastard. I'll fucking fillet you like a goddamn McDonald's fillet of fish, bitch. Pre-packaged into a fucking death burger. Fucking die. Fucking die. Fucking die. Fucking die.
And that, dear chat, is what today's stream is gonna be about. Why? Because Nijisisters are very bloodthirsty in the month of December. As we all know, December is the month of sharing and caring. And what's best shared than some death threats, death wishes, and the like, and all kinds of petty insults that could only be construed by a bunch of children. So that's what you're in for today. I hope you strapped yourself in, because we have a lot of things to go through. We have 2 videos to watch. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm not just gonna be reading tweets all day long, as I usually do. So we have 2 videos to watch, and then we have reactions to said videos, especially one of those. And I have to be very honest with you, when I was making the title of the stream, when I was collecting material for it, well, I didn't expect certain events to transpire at the same time as I was doing it. As a former Nijisanji EN liver decided to chime in on this week's Nijisanji drama, and kind of I wouldn't say baited, but at least earned the ire of a lot of people, a lot of fans of Aster Arcadia, which is today's main topic. There's a lot of things to go through. There's a lot of backstory to unravel, and a lot of that is gonna be presented to you first via the 2 videos, and later on during the said reactions as well. So before we get to that, let me get some music up, which is not going to be too long because, again, videos, and we don't want the music to get in the way of the videos. So I'm guessing you're wondering, why are Nijisisters, why are they so mad this time around? Well, they are mad because someone decided to talk about certain allegations of being a little bit of a pest in the camp of Nijisanji EN. And who's being said pest? Well, allegedly it's Aster Arcadia, one of the very more known members of Nijisanji EN at the moment, although you wouldn't think it based on his concurrent viewer numbers, but you know, fans like these that just express their support online without actually watching their livers, well, what else can you expect, right? But you know, let me first explain what today's stream is going to be divided into. As I said before, first we're going to be watching 2 videos. First one, we're going to be watching Rima's videos about said topic, about Aster Arcadia, about these unfortunate, very serious allegations. And then we're gonna go watch the follow-up stream by FalseEyeD, who, well, not stream, just a video, in which he provides a little bit more context for certain things that were presented in Rima's videos, as well as including certain exclusive material, certain statements made by a secretive member of allegedly secretive member of Nijisanji EN. After that, we're gonna be taking a look at the good old social media side of things. As FalseEyeD's video dropped, there was a lot of reactions, a lot of very, very negative, very angry. And and that's saying very little. Very angry reactions by Nijisisters because they don't like their favorite VTuber to be quote-unquote slandered and quote-unquote libeled by who they consider to be a shit stirrer, a drama tuber with a bone to pick with any color, Nijisanji itself. And as you expect, that anger takes form in a lot of different forms. And we're going to be exploring all of them because there's quite a bit of those. After that, there's the Quinn section. Quinn, former Nijisanji EN VTuber, known as Kyo, decided to chime in on the Aster Arcadia video, and he said a couple of things that the Nijisisters didn't like, and he ended up in their targets. And he got a very similar treatment to FalseEyeD. And going forward, considering what he said, and you'll see what he said as we get to it, he just got sayu'd. And by sayu'd, I mean they're gonna be treating him just as badly as Sayu synchronicity at this point. So I hope you're ready for months upon months of people shitting on him because of one or two statements. And if you watched any of Quinn's streams beforehand, you'd know he's a little bit of a shit stirrer. He likes to talk a lot of big words coming from such a little young man. But this time around, his big mouth, his flapping tongue got him into a little bit of trouble. And I'm gonna be exploring that too. Let me read that super chat real quick. Ryan1269, thank you for the 199. Petition to call them Diddy Sisters. I wouldn't call them that because they you see, certain sides of social media, they like to idolize these sex perverts, these pedophiles, these sexists. P. Diddy being one of them. Then there's the Epstein crew. So let's just leave it to the Nijisisters because they already hate that moniker quite a bit and they consider it a slur. I had a whole stream about this, so it has become such a prominent issue for them. So let's just leave it at that so they can seethe as much as they want. But yeah, without further ado, let's first watch Rima's video for context, and then let's move on False's video as well. And then the second part of the stream, we're gonna be looking at the reactions to all of it. So let me get this music done. Let me get the videos up, and then we can see what all of this hubbub is about. Just a moment.
There is a concerning precedent of Nijisanji VTubers speaking ill of the company they worked for after the end of their tenure. Initially, these accounts might have been dismissed as isolated incidents, disgruntled former employees just airing grievances. However, as the testimonies multiply, a disturbing pattern emerges.
Because no matter how hard they do it, they don't exactly get enough resource for them to even eat or...
Where can they go? That's the question being asked about Any Color Incorporated, the parent company of both Nijisanji and Nijisanji English, now hitting their lowest recorded stock betrayed. That being Sayu Synchronicity, an indie VTuber, formerly a corporate
It finally dawned on them just how much they botched their image in the West. how this company that was worth $1 billion at some point on the Japanese stock exchange can't even compare to its biggest rival anymore.
These are not simply isolated cases anymore. They represent a consistent thread woven through the shared experience of multiple former talents, thus rendering them highly unlikely to be coincidental. And after all, where there is smoke, there is fire, and I smell a lot of smoke. Actually, I think I left something on the oven. Be right back.
In case a lot of you don't know, I did a lot of Nijisanji streams. I even did a Nijisanji drama tier list in which I showcased some of the most egregious cases of the company shitting itself, of the fans shitting themselves, and of the VTubers under the company shitting themselves as well. And just calling it, you know, a fire is taking it very lightly, because this is like a Californian fire just sweeping through the whole fucking state for weeks without end until it just completely burns out because it starts to lack fuel. All the trees are just fucking gone. Nijisanji's reputation was already pretty bad before anything happened with Nijisanji EN. But Nijisanji EN's antics brought it to the forefront. Although I still believe that a lot of people do not know what happened with such branches as Nijisanji's Korean branch, what happened with several VTubers in the Japanese branch, as well as you know, some minor actors here and there. There's harassment, there's bullying, there's people disappearing, there's people not getting fired, just you know, staying forever in the company and never being removed, even though they haven't streamed for years at this point. And you know, any color, Ichikara at that time, they just kind of swept it under the rug, like it never happened. They just memory hold all of that shit. I encourage you to go watch my previous stream about that, the Nijisanji drama tier list, because it's really eye-opening. But let's continue with the video.
Hold up a sec, it seems I'm getting isekai'd into this brand new anime world. Whoa, get ready for Girls Frontline 2 Exilium, the 3D strategy RPG that's taking the world by storm. This ain't your
great game, even though this is an ad in between a video.
Grandma's mobile game. This is a non-photorealistic rendering masterpiece powered by PBR tech. Lead your tactical dolls through contaminated zones, battling enemies and uncovering a deep conspiracy. It's turn-based tactics, but with a twist. You can manually intervene in real time. You can even play at 3x speed with auto battle, perfect for those who like to grind efficiently. Plus, it's got all of the addictive RPG elements you crave, collecting, upgrading, and customizing your squad. And don't forget the affinity system. It's like raising up your dolls with gifts. As the affinity levels rise, the doll stats improve, players unlock additional storylines and voice lines for each dolls. The 3D refitting room and dormitory lets you get up close and personal with your T-dolls, pick out their outfits, watch them chill and unlock idle animation. It's like having your own personal army of adorable, highly skilled killer dolls. Score up to 120 free pulls at lunch, grab Cheetah and 30 access per mission in your in-game mail. Follow the game on social media for even more rewards. Plus tons of new player events give you elite dolls, weapons,
or join their official Discord and never get your rewards, as hundreds upon hundreds of people complain that they're not getting their rewards.
Skins, and thousands of collapsed pieces. And for a limited time only, the targeted procurement banner is live, boosting the drop rates for Suomi and Ulrid. Plus, there are limited time cute outfits you won't want to miss. Download Girls Frontline 2 Exilium now on iOS, Android, and PC and get 120 free pulls. Link in description and pinned comment. Thank you for sponsoring this video. It seems like I just conveniently found a doorway back to my home world, so we can now go back to the main event. The financial discrepancies with Nijisanji, as revealed by former livers, paint a stark picture that may feel like unfair treatment masked by the veneer of success. Michi Mochivi is a former Nijisanji talent from the Indonesia branch that operated under the name of Mika Milatika that later got picked up by Vshoujo, where she is now enjoying a resounding success, and she has recently been opening up more and more about her experience with her former employer. Michi Mochivi's experience is particularly telling. Her statement, "I did pretty well and didn't get much," while she was one of the top Nijisanji Indonesia earner.
The people that don't do well don't get much. And I did pretty well, and I don't get much.
Encapsulates the widespread feeling of being undervalued that often goes hand in hand in Asian corporate culture. In one of her accounts, Michi details a typical Asian contract.
Asian company contract experience, okay? You get 15 pages. 13 pages are talking about all the things you cannot do. The next page is talking about what they are going to do if you accidentally break any of their 3 gajillion bajillion clauses. And the last page is just a recap. You're not replaceable. Hooray! Sad to say, chat, a lot of Asian companies kind of do that. You know, like, they don't tell you that, but they make it clear that they can do things without, like, with or without you. And if you leave or if you don't take up the opportunity, someone else will.
They're usually heavily weighted against the talent, leaving little room for negotiation and emphasizing what they can't do far more than what they can. This sense of being a replaceable cog in a machine is reinforced by her account of being reprimanded for a lighthearted joke about her silver play button.
Once upon a time, I dreamt that I was traveling, and I decided to visit the place that I worked for in my dream. Let's not say I, let's just say Bethany. Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling, and Bethany decided to visit a built-in office in which Bethany was working for. During that visit, Bethany was very excited because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited. And then as they were giving the tour and etc., Bethany saw on the walls there were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it. And Bethany wanted to take a picture, but no can do. That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink. You know what I mean? So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh, yoink. Like that. And like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke.
Despite having gone to great lengths to return company property.
Here's the thing. Bethany may be an asshole. And Bethany may be stupid. But Bethany will never keep something that does not belong to Bethany. So Bethany contacted them and Bethany's like, where can I drop them off? And they never said shit. So at that point, Bethany could have stolen it. But no. Because you know what, chat? You know what? Bethany has a very strong honor code. So, Bethany held on to that, flew all the way to where the their job is, which is like an 8-hour flight, and returned it personally. Like, no one was like, okay, Bethany, send it over here. And no, Bethany did that. Even though Bethany could have just stolen that thing, she could have kept it to herself. No, Bethany brought it with her, gave it back personally to the person that deserves to have this item.
Further underscoring the financial issues, Sunny, also recently graduated Nijisanji talent who left the company after not even a full year, also had a shocking revelation of receiving only a 2% revenue share. Mirrors this feeling of frustration of not being able to receive as much.
Yeah, 2% was known for a very long time. It's just that more and more people that leave Nijisanji have been just confirming it left and right. So this has been known for like over a year now. The 2% split, which is, you know, a little bit less than pathetic, a little bit down the tubes with that one.
Much as they put out. And then Sunny revealing that she only needs to sell 12 bundles to make more than what she did within an entire year at Nijisanji.
So, if I sell like 12 bundles, I will have made the same amount off of merch as I did in my entire heist.
is a little bit concerning, considering the bundles are priced at $77. That means she didn't even make $1,000 off merchandise within a full year working there. The sharp contrast between this paltry sum and Nijisanji's overall profit speaks volumes. In 2024, a year where the entire economic system of Japan is struggling, any color is still valued at 130 billion yen, which is roughly $841 million. But adding to their financial woes, Matara and Kuro, also ex-livers, detailed instances of unpaid wages and merchandise dispute, with Matara even stating that she still owed money for merch they practically forced on her to restock.
They sent me a message. They were like, hey, would it be okay if we, the way they would do this, is it okay if we restock this merchandise? And I was like, actually, thank you for asking. I would prefer that you didn't. I would really just want to leave and let everybody lie down. They're like, oh, no, we weren't asking. We're just letting you know that we're restocking this merchandise. And I was like, okay, then why'd you say, is it okay? But they did restock a lot of merchandise right before I left, and I'm supposed to receive a percentage of that.
Oh.
I don't think I'm ever going to receive that percentage. I don't think I'm...
Right.
I never received it.
The $400 owed for a phone...
They still owe me, like, $400 because it's probably a little more because I sent back my phone and they never paid me back for that.
And the lack of payment for plushies.
There's even stuff with me, you know, like there's like plushies and stuff that are still in like those crane games and stuff.
All point toward a systematic disregard of the financial well-being of the talents. Matara's poignant observation further emphasized the emotional toll alongside the financial burden the livers had to go through.
I was telling my parent that I was leaving, like, quote unquote, assured success to potentially stream Factorio to, you know, maybe like 300 people if I'm lucky. Yeah. And they were like, you know what? Good. You were not happy. You seemed so distraught. And the way, okay, this is very Eastern European, but the way my mother said it, she's like, you look less beautiful when you're there. And beauty is not everything, but what she meant by that was like, it drained your beauty. It drained your, like, your good energy, your everything.
Michimo Chibi also retells how she ran into some trouble at her previous company for not properly filing taxes, which they had told her they were retaining money from her paychecks to pay, which caused her to then go in massive debts. This isn't the first time we hear Nijisanji livers speak about monetary troubles due to tax issues, and while many could point the blame on the individual responsibility of each talent, it's also not unrealistic.
This one was one of the things that really pissed me off when she told that story. They just kind of, not that they lied, they just, you know, what you can always, you know, attribute to malice is just, you know, stupidity or incompetence at the same time. So I don't think they did it out of malice. They just either, you know, had no idea how to do it for her. And they just said, you know, we'll take care of it, and then when they didn't, they just didn't notify her about it.
Nor unheard of to expect a company you work for to guide you through these steps and to provide you with resources to thrive in a brand new workplace environment. And
a multi-million-dollar company should not operate this way. They should have fail-safes for things like that, and they should be able to cater to the specific needs of their VTubers, no matter where in the world they find themselves. They should have people that are in charge of that know how to do this stuff. Not only locally in Japan, but also for others, for other countries.
A profession to which there are practically no rulebook for yet. And it's not just the low profit share that is the issue, or even the financial burden. Most people would still be okay with accepting a lower wage in exchange for doing what they love and what is creatively fulfilling to them. But clearly, the talents not only feel used, but also shackled by the corporate restrictions. From projects being denied without consulting them, such as when now graduated talent Pomu revealed management had declined a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity without even consulting her.
Or rather, I don't know, asked of me?
This one was painful too, because this one just made her completely just break down over it.
I don't
offered to me. Offered to me. And I get why it wasn't accepted, but it's really frustrating. Things weren't negotiated or anything. It was just flat out no. Because I felt like maybe it was a once in a lifetime opportunity or something. I don't know.
To Vivi being barred out of the lower brackets as to not interact with terminated livers during the Tekken Slam tournament organized by Sajam.
I've been running the slam for a while. The first slam I ran was right after there was some initial issues with Nijisanji.
There were a lot of Nijisisters that actually gave Victoria shit for that. And then they gave... and then they gave also, you know, the Doki shit for that. They just kind of lash out.
I wasn't very familiar with it at the time. I like kind of looked into it a little bit and I was like, am I causing a ruckus here? Is someone going to be upset? And it didn't seem like that was going to be a problem. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, to my understanding, Mrs. Bird and Mrs. Brightshield and the rest of Nijisanji have not been involved in the same event. There's been some problems. I don't know the details. I have no idea. Mrs. Bird
and both Victoria and Doki got shit for that.
like Nijisanji not being in the same tournaments. To my knowledge, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is one of, if not the first time they've like been in the same event. I don't know if that's the case or not, but like obviously there's some trepidation.
Could it be? Is she in the Sajam Slam again? Yes, that is right. I will be participating in Sajam Slam 3 for the Street Fighter 6 arc. All right, now for the part where a lot of you guys are here for because of my pinned message. I will address the elephant in the room. So you might have seen like people who are participating in this current Sajam Slam. Apparently, the conditions that they gave the organizers was that there has to be 0 interactions between me and them. That means we won't be on the same team and they will not be in my skill division.
Or even Victoria Brightshield being left out of a major collab and only finding out once it got announced on social media. Or simply denying livers the right to invest back into their own content, such as management denying Matara the right to pay for a new rig.
You know, one thing I had to ask if I could pay to get myself re-rigged. And it wasn't something I was allowed. But I was like, please, can I pay to get a re-rigging? Please, I beg you.
And Reza from ID also confirmed previously that they weren't allowed to invest back their own money into projects, and that was the reason he envied indie VTubers who could.
Of course I earn money from other places, right? But that money can't exactly be used immediately for my VTubing career. That's what I'm a little bit jealous of. When I see like indie VTubers like, man, they can just spend money to buy.
And the same also applies to Selen, as a lot of you guys probably know. Selen spends a lot of her money investing back into her career, a lot of projects, a lot of behind the scenes things that require a lot of monetary investment. And you can imagine the frustration where you can be sitting on, you know, bags of money and you would like to make your streams a better experience for your viewers, but you cannot do that because you're leashed, you're chained up in the Nijisanji dungeon, and they just won't let you do that for whatever reason. They desire full control.
I like to make new models and everything.
And Maid Mint, previously Pomu, finally opened up about her 3D model whilst at Nijisanji, noting how disappointing the quality was compared to other 3D models and how she had to wait an entire year for changes that weren't even applied, thus only allowing her to use her model twice before retiring.
I had a dream once where I got a 3D model and I really didn't like it. And I felt that compared to other 3D models, it was not good and had less detail compared to the other 3D models, and it made me really sad, and I wasn't able to use the 3D model for a very long time. And then I asked them to change it, and all they did was change the hair color just a tiny bit, but I had to wait an entire year for that to happen, and they didn't even make any of the changes that I asked about, and then I only got to use it like 2 times, and then I woke up from the dream.
There's been multiple instances where the company felt like it was breathing down their necks while simultaneously not being there for them when it was the most needed. And to be fair, perhaps some of these restrictions are there to protect the livers. After all, the corporate life isn't for everybody. But surely the perks have to exceed the downsides, or else why would anyone stay? For a while, we all thought Victoria's Bright Shield graduation was due to the increased scrutiny Nijisanji EN had been under after the Silen Gate incident, which for sure made it a heavier environment to work in. But it still came as a surprise when Victoria came out and reclarified her reasons for graduating, which were not because of people harassing her or even because of the negativity surrounding the company, but really it was for probably the same reason all the others graduatees left. Feeling unhappy, underappreciated, coupled with poor financial perks and feeling restricted by the suit upstairs.
It's probably not a surprise to you guys that I'm pretty unhappy here. When those bad things keep happening and they keep adding up, there were many reasons that kind of led me to this. But, you know, what caused me to make these decisions are people that will probably never care and probably don't know anything about me.
And she, well, Nijisisters decided to construe this in such a way that the people antiing Nijisanji VTubers were to blame for her bad positioning within the company, and for her bad mood, and for her general sense of unhappiness in her streaming career for Nijisanji. That's how Nijisanji construed what has been happening to Vivi here. So there you go. Nijisisters will do anything but blame the company.
It's more about the decisions that the company takes that I just cannot agree with. And I don't understand.
They conveniently ignored this, what she says right here.
My reasons were because I felt that I was getting way too much hate. That's just like the cost of business, I think, if you become a VTuber. So, no, I love you guys so much. I don't give a f about being hated on. That would never stop me. What I meant for, you know, people that will never know my name or what I even do, it's for the suits upstairs.
It's hard because most of them have voiced frustrations about not even being able to invest back some of their own money into projects they want to see come to fruition for their fans. And this structure, coupled with lack of support and promotion, has become so difficult for these VTubers to continue their activities for an extended period of time. Recently, a series of alleged leaked DMs and chats from an undisclosed Nijisanji liver have also surfaced, and they don't look good. In the first screenshot,
yeah, this is the thing. This is our main topic for today. I wanted to include this video, which includes a lot of cases of Nijisanji aping it up. But this in particular is what got me interested in what made the Nijisisters so mad this time around.
We can see a liver tell how they were encouraged to spend for their debut, how they are now $10,000 in debt. And again here, the sentiment of not being able to do the things that I want to do. The same liver goes on to state, it's not the same as before, it's so unfair to us, we make 50% of everything, they have done nothing for me, it's just very skewed, it sucks, like we technically are not allowed to do anything else content related, it's great, they don't want us to have anything else. I can't do anything, I get nothing, and I'm supposed to be happy with that. We were heavily encouraged to spend money on debut, so I did because we all thought it's fine. Others made like $25,000 first month. I get my first paycheck $100. They took 90% of it to pay off my assets. And it also seems that this undisclosed liver wasn't able to earn money for 9 months because things kept getting delayed. We can only assume it was probably because they were getting prepped for debuting. I was told I'd get a certain amount of money and it can go to whatever I want, so I'm thinking, okay, finally I can live off of this for a few months, I'll budget, etc. They took it and put it into assets funds, and I was never told that. They just did it. We were told to quit our jobs for this. You can't stream elsewhere. I had to delete all my old accounts, delete my Discord server, etc. So I have nothing. All my old fans are gone. And this brings me to my next point, the uneven restrictions when it comes to letting livers speak out on certain topics. The Nijisanji fanbase stretches far and wide, and groups of people from all kind of culture come together for their love of VTubers. And while that is beautiful in one way, the pitfall of this is that there is bound to be cultural clashes. We've already witnessed a few instances of this. Vox's Yo Mama joke was met with backlash and even people asking him to graduate.
This was mostly from his very, very lovely Chinese fans. They lost their shit about that particular joke.
And because people have brought it up, I'm just going to clarify something. I did have a talk with Sonny, and he wasn't offended by my fucking joke at all. Because in our culture, it's not something offensive to say. It's just a silly little piece of my...
Well, Vox, too bad most of your fans are Chinese. I'll just have to deal with that for the rest of your career.
Mindless banter that a lot of people from both the UK, Australia, and just general Western countries don't really think twice about.
Kyo's Korean plastic surgery joke as well, and let's not forget the laundry list Rapid fans drafted against Dina Kozaka's perceived harmful quote-unquote actions. They were all nothing burgers, and they would have stayed nothing burgers if the livers were at the very least allowed to squash dissents and nip rumors in the bud. But instead, they are forced to remain silent time and time again on issues where they should have been allowed to speak up, or worse even, to apologize for things they should have never had to apologize for. After Kyo received backlash for his plastic surgery joke, he proclaimed he wouldn't apologize for it as he had done nothing wrong.
This is gonna come back today as well. You'll see. You'll see why when we get to the Queen Bennett part of the stream.
However, mysteriously a few days later, he posted an apology on Twitter, which raised a few eyebrows. Kuro and Matara also echoed a similar feeling when it came to their own issues.
I wish I would have been allowed to address, because I wish I would have been allowed to address things.
But on the other hand, Nijisanji isn't heavy-handed enough when it comes to their livers speaking out of terms, such as when Uki Violeta made jokes about white people. It really feels like their priorities aren't where they should be. Another issue that has arisen is that dissent doesn't just come from part of their fan base. I don't want to generalize the entire fan base. I'd say it's usually a loud minority that causes the most issues, but it also now comes from outside the fan base. As you guys may know, the reputation of the company was already going downhill before the unfortunate events of the Selen Gate, but it practically nosedived after it. And then there are strings of instances where Niji failed to meet fans' bottom line expectation that were so very dependent on them keeping the trust in the company they supported, such as the cancellation of the LA concert so very close to the expo date, and the Yab Studio situation, which happened a few months ago, where allegations surfaced that an employee of Yab had drugged their talents, secretly took pictures and videos of them without consent and leaked them to third parties. But Nijisanji has not done anything yet to salvage any music video affected by the situation. And this has made it particularly difficult for new VTubers to thrive within the company. Most people may enjoy their content, but simultaneously want to boycott the company and apply pressure to push for better work environment and advantages for the talents. The company has lost trust of the EN VTuber fanbase. So we are at an impasse. How do we support the talents without supporting the company, knowing the company takes a revenue over everything they do? On one hand, I completely understand audiences wanting to vote with their wallet or their time if they're deciding to watch a live stream. But on the other hand, I also sympathize with this Nijisanji liver, for example, who's now having financial difficulties because they debuted, they're in debt, and believes that things won't get better because, quote, people won't support the company no matter what because a lot of fans who would be interested in my content are not willing to watch the company. My audience is mainly constituted of antis and the company won't do anything to support us. And again, the lack of support by itself isn't the worst case scenario, but it's a lack of support compounded with them them taking a sizable cut of your profit, compounded with the overbearing restrictions that make it so many are thinking, well, at this rate, I might as well try this on my own and see what happens. Which is more or less what happened when Nijisanji ex-talent Hex Haywire decided to graduate from the company on August 23rd.
But when it comes to content, they're pretty hands-off. They'll tell you when you're not supposed to do something, and they'll give you a list of, things you cannot do, but they're pretty hands-off. Yeah, it's a little bit more work, so I'm working right now more than I ever have been in Wendy's, but it's also more fulfilling to be able to make the content that I want, but also make the content that I feel that you guys would like too.
And perhaps this is symptomatic of a wider societal.
Then again, his fan base was full of cutters. He did that. A lot of the shit that he did over at Nijisanji was his own fault. And he got the audience that he did.
Change that we're seeing post-COVID, where people and young...
At one point, I wanted to do a stream completely dedicated to Sicklings, like Skywire's fan base, because these guys were fucking insane. And they still are. If you ever encounter any of them on social media, there's suicide baiting, there's actual pictures of them cutting themselves for Hex Haywire, there's constant attacking of other talents from that particular fan base. a lot of Nina's a lot of the shit that Nina got came from the Sicklings. At one point, I might revisit that idea, because there's really a lot of unhinged stuff over there. I think it would warrant a stream at some point or another.
People especially don't necessarily want to work jobs that aren't fulfilling anymore. After all, even with a 50% on revenue share, Hex was pretty successful. He amassed over 300,000 subscribers and earned over $439,000 in super chats alone on his channel in the span of 2 years. That's approximately $76,000 per year after the YouTube and agency fee. If we assume there is a 50% revenue cut on super chats based on the alleged leaks we got in the past. Considering the average American income is around $37,000, I'd say that's pretty good for being a streamer. And that's without adding merch revenue, membership revenue, and AdSense. That's just super chats. So financial incentives are only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to retaining talent. Security and fulfillment are equally important, and these needs manifest in many different ways. But in the case of Nijisanji, the financial practices seem unfortunately intertwined with a workplace environment that discouraged open communication and fostered significant anxiety among its talents. Michi's Mochivi's candid admission that she worked out of fear and was seeking approval from the higher-ups highlights the pressure some livers faced.
But most of the time, I worked because I was really scared. I worked out of fear, you know what I mean?
This wasn't simply a matter of individual discomfort. The graduation queue ended up being more or less confirmed by Michi in a subsequent stream.
Things are happening and we don't want to bother it, if that makes sense. Like, are you really gonna leave if someone's gonna celebrate something, or if, we're planning on this big thing, if you left at that time, it might ruin it. So I was trying to be considerate, I'm gonna be real with you.
Made it challenging for livers to depart even when they desired to do so, particularly during company events. This, coupled with instances where management became unresponsive.
Yeah, okay. She talked about it. She was getting ghosted a little bit by management. And I was like, call them up. I was like, call them, tell them. I'm like, they're trying to delay it. They're trying to make you miss, I was like, no, call them. No. You want to leave. Let them know, go to a lawyer.
Created a climate of uncertainty and anxiety, and the significant shift in management style referred to by Michi as when the Fire Nation attacked is believed by netizens to be coinciding with the merger of Nijisanji ED.
As much as incompetent Nijisanji is, they do know very well how to squeeze out everything out of their VTubers. even when said VTubers decide to leave, they can't leave immediately. It has to be a slog. It has the process in itself. Doesn't take weeks, it takes months. And in that time, they just have to, you know, deal with it.
Korea and Japan, and appears to have contributed to a less supportive environment that she was used to.
Once upon a time, the world lived in harmony. The managers were very nice. And then, the Fire Nation attacked.
Consequently, the combination of financial instability, limited creative freedom, and an atmosphere of apprehension is creating a stressful and damaging environment for these performers. Even Matara's mother was relieved when she left the company because she said she looked less beautiful while working there, like her energy and beauty were being sapped. Meanwhile, since she's joined VShojo, she's had nothing but praise for her new management and surprise at how supportive they were.
You know, my manager's like, how can I help? You need me to hire somebody, you artist, you need like a background person, like what do you need? And I told her I'm not used to that, so I was just so like, whoa, what do you mean?
It's crazy that support isn't immediately part of the package deal you sign on with a company in exchange of them taking a huge chunk of your money. And you know what? The proof that fostering a positive environment for talents can be beneficial is that she's far more successful.
I covered one thing about this in one of my previous streams about Nijisanji. I do believe when I was talking about Zion's termination and Sayu's subsequent document about all of this, is that Nijisanji and any color in general, they have a revolving door policy when it comes to their employees. And, you know, when you're a talent company, when you deal with entertainment, your managers need to, you know, get close and personal. Not in the way some of you perverts are probably thinking about this, but you need to get to know your you know, the person that you're working for very closely. You need to know their needs, you need to know their wants and dreams to be able to cater to that in order to support them in the best way possible, right? But considering how much any color just, you know, goes through employees and VTubers, both, you know, the staffers and the performers themselves, they cannot establish that sort of internal relationship, and all of this suffers. And then you wonder why the talents, why the livers themselves don't get any support, and they just end up being ghosted, especially if they're underperforming by the judgment of the company itself. Because mind you, if you're successful and if you don't cause any trouble, and by trouble we mean I mean, you act independently and want to, you know, break free of your chains. You want to be creative. Then, yeah, they won't bat an eye on you walking lockstep with with their decisions. But if you, by God, if you want to do anything outside of the box, then you're a troublemaker. And then you're a Selen Tatsuki. Then you to be driven into suicide 2 times. And then be harassed at the hospital as well. That's how they operate, unfortunately.
Successful and happy now than she ever was. For example, in October, she was the most watched female Twitch streamer. That's just to show you how success and passion can go hand in hand together still. It's not just a pipe dream. It can happen. And finally, I want to touch on one last point. Recent leaks have brought to light a deeply disturbing issue.
There we go. Here we go.
That cast even
further
doubt on Nijisanji's commitment to the well-being of its talents and its ethical standards. In these leaked conversation, an unnamed liver states, "It's 100% evil to lock us in when a lot of us are making zero money." A friend's response, asking if they do not fear being terminated by the company, prompts the liver to reveal a shocking situation involving Aster Acadia, a member of the Nijisanji liver group. When I had a mental breakdown and went to Twitch, it was because Aster was saying like he wants to fly me out of Japan, saying weird sexual shit, sex pestering my friends. I went to management, they wouldn't even speak to him. I was considering graduation, but my manager talked me out of it. It feels gross to me. It feels like I'm hiding his behavior because it's not just me, it's many girls and my friend. The livers then claimed that management took no action, citing their fear of bad PR is deeply concerning. And while I can confirm the validity of those claims or even the screenshots, this isn't the
Again, if real, if those things were to be real, Nijisanji could probably not take that kind of blow. It would take an amazing amount of mental gymnastics from the Nijisisters and, you know, the world at large to be able to excuse that sort of thing. And I already seen attempts of people doing that, and you'll see a few of these attempts being performed in the second part of this stream. Believe it or not, people would be able to bat for someone like that if this was true as well. It's very disgusting to think about.
first time we had similar rumors surface against this Nijisanji VTuber when DMs between him and Scarly were previously leaked. Considering they got rid of Shindo Raito, who was his best in record time, literally, and if you're interested in a detailed
I talked about about him on my tier list stream. If you want more information about that one, again, recommend that particular stream. It was pretty fun.
breakdown of the situation, I have a full video detailing hour by hour how 5chan exposed this predator. But the contrast between the age
He literally speedrun his termination.
agency's swift dismissal of Shindo Raito following similar accusations and its apparent inaction in this case raises serious concerns about selective enforcement and a potential prioritization of public image over employee safety and ethical conduct. The implication that Nijisanji would tolerate such alleged behavior to avoid negative press is deeply disturbing.
How much got added since that tier list? I mean, even when I was making that tier list stream, I had to limit myself to like 52 or something entries, and I could have put 100 in there if I really wanted to. At this point, by my count, by my rough estimates, it would be like 200 to 300 things that I could put in that tier list. Starting from like very petty stuff, like complete nothing burgers, to real shit. But yeah, there's just that many. There's just that many Nijisanji yabs. Both from the fanbase, VTubers, the livers, and the fanbase itself.
And raises significant questions about the agency's accountability and its willingness to protect its talent from harm. The glaring discrepancy between Nijisanji's carefully curated public image and the harsh realities reported by its former livers is striking. While the agency promotes a sense of community and mutual support, the testimonies paint a picture of corporate greed, intimidation, and a lack of transparency. The financial grievances detailed by the ex-livers combined with the allegations of unfair contract terms and inadequate support from management reveal a significant disconnect between the promised dream and the lived experience of those who work to maintain it. The repeated nature of these complaints, alongside the absence of any meaningful response from management, aside from the "we're going to sue you if you defame us," strongly suggest a company-wide failure to address fundamental issues impacting the well-being of its talents. So the question remains, is the failure rooted in upper management's incompetence, or is it indicative of a deeper structural flaw within Nijisanji's business model and decision-making process?
It's a mixture of these things. Companies that operate on the mix of these faults tend to have these sorts of problems going forward. It's never just one thing. It's multiple cascading chain reaction
that actively prevents redressal of these grievances. Is Nijisanji EN just a take it or
let me read that super chat real quick. Rogue, thank you for the 2. Notice how no one says Niji family anymore? I did. yeah, they had that one time where they all went on social media, went on Twitter, and said that they love their Nijisanji family so much in waves and droves. I do believe Selan was also part of it, of that, funnily enough. I love my Nijisanji family, they all said. Sure is a family from Alabama. Very incestuous.
Leave a deal now? With them not even considering the American market as part of something the company needs to be sustainable, it's hard for English viewers and livers to apply enough pressure when, at the end of the day, the company feels like they are expendable and that it won't affect their bottom line. We're negligible. Except it did affect their bottom lines because for the first time since its founding in 2017, the company's growth has halted and their latest financial results revealed a significant drop across all their businesses, with EN in a particularly dire situation with their live streaming and streaming revenue both down by about 50%.
To give you guys an idea, lately in my streams I averaged like over 200 viewers, and I'm grateful for that. I never expect any kind of viewership. I just do it for the fun of it because it's fun to talk to someone and stream to someone. But you know, it's very concerning if I can get the amount of viewership, and if the subject of today's videos, which is Aster Arcadia, has a concurrent viewer number similar or lower to me, and he's in a company like that, and he's been in there for years now, then yeah, that is very fucking concerning. if that's the case. Nijisanji livers, whether it's EN, JP, or whatever, they shouldn't have a CCV lower than I do. They really shouldn't.
So, unless they want to keep going down that path, Nijisanji really needs to look internally at how they can fix their underlying issues. After all, it would be a shame for the VTuber industry and in the spirit of market competitiveness to lose such a giant. And the first step will be to admit that we're not negligible.
The shit you see online, that's just one side of the story. What Bethany experienced was a whole completely different story. A whole DLC, I dare say. And if this DLC ever came to light... Yeah, you're lucky Bethany has an honor code. You're lucky!
Bethany never forgets. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Check out my latest merch collection on otakubon.com to bring home Yurima Dakimakura. And check out my second channel for daily uploads or my Patreon for more exclusive monthly videos. If you want to have your name immortalized in the credits, like these lovely people that will follow very briefly, consider dropping a membership to the channel. Either way, you are already supporting me tremendously by watching this video, and I appreciate you so much for it. Until next time, bye bye.
And now we get to the piece de resistance, which is False's video. If you think, you know, the brief mentions of what Aster Arcadia has allegedly been up to is bad, and because Rima also got shit for this, just for mentioning that. But in False's case, oh boy, the floodgates open on that one. But we have to watch that video to understand why got everyone so fucking mad. So without further ado, let's get into that.
It's taken a turn for the worst. That as today we return to the VTuber agency Nijisanji English, and more specifically, one of their hired talents, that being the Nijisanji English liver Aster Arcadia. Warning, this episode does dive into very serious subjects, and we have kept this episode unmonetized. Our thanks go out to our viewers for any likes and comments on this video, along with sharing it as they see fit, as this is perhaps one of our most important episodes ever. Disregarding a number of allegations and accusations
allegations against Aster Arcadia, some of which date all the way back to February of 2024. That as, at that time, a communication between Aster and another Nijisanji English talent, that being Scarla Yunaguni, had appeared online. This communication at the time not being verified, and this conversation between Aster and Scarla being very contentious between the two. Scarla apologizing profusely to Aster, and Aster replying, I mean, is that it? Am I supposed to be like, oh, no problem, and just go about my day? Following that up later with, am I not going to get a response to this? And lastly, seriously, LOL, so you're purposely ignoring me. Upon the release of that screenshot online, Aster Arcadia and Scarla Yunaguni then holding an impromptu stream together. This stream having prior not appeared on either of their schedules, and later the talents of Nijisanji English sharing heart emoji tweets with one another. This all happening at the same time that Raziel Warmonic had taken to Twitter to talk about her time as a moderator for Nijisanji English talent Luka Kaneshiro. Raziel stating she was not aware of where that particular screenshot had come from. Raziel later into the next month then releasing a document regarding Luka Kaneshiro.
That whole situation with Raziel and Luka is another complicated thing that I'm not gonna get into in detail, but essentially Raziel's accusations there were that Luka was heavily manipulative, and a certain set of events got put into motion that made her, in her Menhera state, support him a little bit too much. And for those things, she got labeled as a groomer by the world at large. Later on, for that particular document, for her particular account of the situation, she got served by fucking Nijisanji. And she had to stay mum. But, you know, that's a side thing. Even though it's important, it's still a side thing.
Kaneshiro, but also addressing the subject of Aster Arcadia harassing other co-workers, stating, I can confirm that Lucas said that multiple girls were coming to him about the issue since management wouldn't do anything, and he discussed it with both Alira and I. This being another talent with the Nijisanji English agency, that being Alira Pandora. Raziel continuing, I personally told him to gather as much evidence as possible since it shouldn't be there, that being Luca's and Alira's job, to regulate this issue. To my understanding, nothing was done about it. Raziel then including this screenshot from a direct message saying another Nijisanji liver confirmed by DM the Aster allegations.
You guys have to understand that everyone involved can be shit, but the truth is always out there. Just because, you know, the people involved in this particular set of events are shitters, doesn't mean that nothing happened in there and they're all lying. Because the truth in this particular case is probably in the middle of this. But then again, you just have to consider that all of this is allegations. It's very hard to confirm anything. And just don't eat the rats. And don't be like Nijisisters out there as well that just want you dead just because you're talking about this. I do firmly believe that if allegations of this nature and that are this serious spring up time and time again, and you know, there's things that are very hard to fake at the same time. These things need to be properly investigated by the management that should be involved in this sort of thing, and not just brushed to the side as some weird petty drama that drama tubers attach themselves to. Because if Aster allegedly did all the shit that he did, then yeah, he's a liability within the company, to say the least. Let's continue.
After this had been made public. 2 months later, a law firm representing the parent company of Nijisanji English, that being Any Color Incorporated, sending a
That's the serving part.
Cease and desist notice to Raziel and stating any color takes its responsibility toward employees and those it manages and treats any allegations of misconduct seriously. It reacts appropriately to any allegations brought to its attention, including via personal consultations with its human resources and or legal representatives, and since April 12th of 2024, that date being after the release of Raziel Warmonic's document on Luka Kaneshiro, through its quote-unquote internal whistleblowing policy for livers. This apparently being a new policy within Any Color regarding policy around whistleblowing. And now for the first time ever, TVS is presenting those direct messages to Raziel from this other Nijisanji English liver, saying to Raziel at the time, "Thank you for your message. I've known about you and I'm happy you finally told the truth. Please do not worry or be afraid legally what they can do to you. The truth is they cannot. Don't let them silence you or scare you into silence as they've done to so many. The person in question has done a lot of bad things, not just to you, so thank you for sharing your experience." This Nijisanji English liver then clarifying to help you with clarity, "I remember that incident, it was Aster," and adding, "A lot of people waited for you to tell the truth for a while because it had been an issue, so I'm happy you finally did. Do not worry about those that are sending hate. This truth in the long run will help so many people." And now here we are months later. Aster Arcadia is still fully employed with Nijisanji English as more documents have been making their rounds regarding accusations against Aster Arcadia. One individual reaching directly out to TVS, proving they had been in direct contact with a Nijisanji English liver that was different from the one that was speaking to Raziel earlier in the year. This individual forwarding on not just communications between them and the Nijisanji English liver, but further proof in regards to the validity of these communications, including providing evidence that they and the Nijisanji English liver were mutuals on Twitter, then linking their alternate Discord account and alternate Discord server, further providing evidence of their personal Steam account alongside a Throne account they held outside of Nijisanji English. This individual also providing proof of their game accounts which could be verified on the Nijisanji English liver's actual Nijisanji English streams. One section between this individual and the Nijisanji English liver reading, "When I had a mental breakdown and went to Twitch, it was because Aster was saying like he wants to fly me out to Japan, saying weird actual S."
That's the thing that you saw in Rima's video as well. It's all coming back full force.
Pesting my friends. I went to management. They wouldn't even speak to him. I was really considering graduating. And of course, meaning that they were considering leaving the company of Nijisanji English. This Nijisanji English liver continuing on, "But my manager talked me out of it. It feels gross to me, like I feel like I am hiding his behavior. Because it's not just me, it's many, many girls, a lot of my friends." When being asked why management had not taken action, this Nijisanji English liver then replying, "I don't know, but I assume they are scared to fire after what happened," and then citing bad PR, that being bad public relations, meaning this Nijisanji English liver believes that Aster was not reprimanded because Nijisanji English did not want anything like this being made public, even if Aster was found to be in the wrong. This Nijisanji English liver then finding out these communications had been forwarded to us, and then directly reaching out. A call then being set up between us and this Nijisanji English liver. This anonymous Nijisanji.
And you really have to understand that if, you know, any of this is true, and if it got so bad within Niji that they have to go to a drama tuber in order to, you know, get their accounts across, then that's really fucking concerning. It really means that nobody else can help them in any sort of way. And that's like the bottom of the barrel.
English liver then telling us they were considering speaking to us about this subject regarding Aster Arcadia, calling this the fault of the company and the individual, that being Aster. Firstly describing that many Nijisanji English livers within the branch simply stay away from Aster, especially within voice chat, either not wanting to be dragged into games or into uncomfortable conversations with this Nijisanji English liver. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver then further telling us that they had spoken to one of their friends outside outside of Nijisanji, and that Aster had been, quote, basically been saying the exact same stuff that had been going on in my calls with him. This anonymous liver stating this is not okay, saying of their friend that this girl is a very big fan of the company and a very big fan of Aster, remarking that communications between Aster had been inappropriate and further classifying them as uncomfortable. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver then saying in another call with another girl. The liver asked if anything weird had happened between them and Aster. This other girl confirming the exact same inappropriate discussions had also occurred between them and Aster Arcadia. The anonymous Nijisanji liver adding, I can assume this is happening to many people as I was told by another girl, this being a third friend, that Aster is doing this to smaller indie VTubers and VTubers within smaller VTuber agencies. And further hearing this from other friends that this Nijisanji English liver trusts.
Again, allegedly, but Aster having a past very much connected to VR chat, and you guys have to understand how some people in VR chat are, especially when they go and organize very unsavory parties among each other. This is unfortunately par for the course when it comes to some of the people that stem from VR chat. It's like a whole subgenre of VTuber adjacent drama. Let's continue.
This anonymous liver saying that when speaking with the other girls, that before even talking to the other girls about the inappropriate conversations they had with Aster, these other girls would simply repeat the exact same experiences that happened to them. This anonymous liver initially wanting to give Aster the benefit of the doubt, thinking maybe they're just not good at communicating and speaking with people, and that he simply did not understand why his behavior was wrong.
Yes, I too make sexually inappropriate comments to women because I have the tism. That's that's how it works, right? You sexually harass women because you have the tism, not because you're a horny pest. It's because you have the tism.
This behavior, unfortunately, happening over and over again. The anonymous Nijisanji live are finding out that he had been talking with numerous other girls, and then stating he would constantly say...
I do love always the excuse of some mental illness. I have this and that, and because of these things, I am a sex pest. And then multiple people come out with, actual autism, actually on the spectrum. Telling these guys that no, you can control yourself if your disease isn't severe to the point where you're locked inside yourself mentally, and it doesn't make you sexually harass people.
Increasingly weird stuff. One of the conversations between the anonymous Nijisanji liver and Aster revolving around Aster asking, quote, what if you were in Japan? What if you were in Japan and I was with you? What if you were in Japan and I was holding your hand? What if you were in Japan and I was hugging you? What if I was in the hotel room with you in Japan?
What if I was in Japan with you and I was deep inside your sphincter? What did you think then? What if I was in Japan with you and I didn't wear a condom? What if I was with you in Japan and we raw dogged it? How would you feel then?
Japan. Would you spend the entire day in the hotel room with me in Japan? Aster Arcadia telling this Nijisanji English liver, quote, oh, I bet you're so cute. Not your model. I bet you're really cute IRL. The anonymous Nijisanji English liver finding this behavior weird and uncomfortable. And upon speaking with one of their friends, Aster seemed to have gone even further with the friend, saying to them, quote, your body is so sexy, and expressing how they wanted to fly her out to Japan for inappropriate purposes. Another friend of this anonymous liver had been visiting the area around.
Again, if these things are true, it's not just, I have autism. This is actual being a huge fucking pest. A huge... Some people in the chat are saying unprofessional. This is just childish Zoomer way of flirting. Very badly. Very badly that makes you a sex pest.
Which Aster lives, Aster later becoming upset because this friend did not want to meet up with him. Aster even offering this friend to fly this girl out to Japan, totaling 3 different girls that Aster Arcadia was attempting to fly out to Japan. One of the friends of the anonymous Nijisanji Liver not wanting to come forward with his...
And you know, this isn't like, again, if this is real, this wouldn't be the first time this has happened, like with VTubers that are male sex pests. If you guys remember Torakaru, he also like had a very similar MO to Aster here, allegedly. You know, just get all of these women, make your own harem, and then pick them off one by one, see which one's interested enough in betting you, and just go through all of your options. Just invite them to stuff, make very inappropriate comments about what you're gonna be doing during your meetup.
Information even after talking about all of this with the anonymous Nijisanji Liver because she is, quote, a huge fan of Nijisanji and Aster and blames herself for what had occurred. The anonymous Liver stating at this point that in their opinion that as a person Aster is very, very manipulative and that he had been taking advantage of his status alongside the fact that a lot of...
Why couldn't Nijisanji just stick to one wave? Because that doesn't make money. Enough money for them. That's why. That's the only reason.
People had been...
It's a business. They need to expand. Accelerate, as they say.
Looking up to him, and then remarking that these girls simply did not know how to reply and simply went along with it. This anonymous Liver continuing to say, I can't see a world in which you invite a random girl that you just met to Japan, and that could mean anything but for actual purposes. This Nijisanji English Liver continuing saying that their silence felt that they were letting their friends down, and even blaming themselves at this point during our conversation, stating, I had introduced Aster into our friend group to play games, and this had obviously hurt friends very much, them being really, really big fans and souring their experience and opinions.
Sorry, maybe that's super chat real quick. Beowulf86, thank you for the 5. Offering to fly out the girls is borderline sex trafficking. It could be construed in some context, I guess, but again, I am not a lawman here. I wouldn't know. And I especially didn't traffic any women to Japan to be in their presence in a room. So I wouldn't know. Let's continue.
Nijisanji English Liver also stating that Nijisanji English management had not taken any action, saying, quote, we don't want him to retaliate, so we won't want to tell him that you spoke with us. Once again, that admission coming from an anonymous Nijisanji Liver that Nijisanji English management had refused to take any action regarding their own talent, Aster Arcadia. The accusations this Nijisanji English talent bringing to them that Aster had been harassing others even outside of the company. And the Nijisanji English Liver seeing this in action on the part of the company being damaging and dangerous to the VTuber sphere itself. This anonymous Nijisanji English Liver also remarking on this screenshot that had made its rounds earlier in the year, saying that they had originally assumed that the images were fake, but upon speaking further with Aster, realizing this is just how he talks.
And if you remember this particular set of leaked screenshots, he's just a little controlling, self-important, and egotistical bitch in them. It's like, it's like a guy having a perpetual woman moment. It's probably the best way I can describe Aster's behavior in these sets of screenshots.
He is manipulative, aggressive, and that he had sent them a similar message. That message being seen here, being forwarded from the Nijisanji English Liver to us here at TVS. Aster saying to the anonymous Liver, this S is extremely unacceptable and actually makes me want to avoid even doing anything with you if I'm being honest. Asking the Liver, can something improve here, or is this going to be a continued issue? The Nijisanji English Liver then apologizing to Aster, much in the same way that had occurred before between Scarlett and Aster. Aster then following that up, saying, it's fine now since you understand and apologize, and I know you would never intentionally hurt me. So once again, in review, Aster Arcadia now being accused by multiple Nijisanji English Live.
I can't believe Nijisanji EN would hire their own Nolan crush, and that's a very deep cut, which I'm not gonna explain. One day you might find out who Nolan Crush is, but I can't believe Nijisanji would hire their own Nolan Crush.
Of inappropriate behavior both within and outside the company. That is now over the past week, and numerous individuals have been expecting Nijisanji English to take some form of public action to reprimand Aster Arcadia in some fashion. And that is all for this short but highly important and pointed episode. Once again, this episode is not monetized, so liking, commenting, and subscribing below is very helpful, most especially in helping forward this important information to the individuals that need to hear it. Feel free to send in any of your VTuber news to our Discord, as we'll have more things VTubers say for you soon.
And as you probably expect, and as I have hyped up for the last hour or so, the Nijisisters didn't like this one bit. They got mad, they got furious, they got their panties in a twist. Somebody pissed in their cornflakes. Somebody spilled their milk. Somebody started to have a party upstairs and never shut down the music. So let me get my own music back up, and then we can read through all of these reactions, because they are truly fucking something. Instead of, you know, being concerned of a thing that may be happening within the company that these serious VTuber fans like so much, instead they go full force after False, because he dared to talk about this. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really fucking fun. Get your drinks, get your popcorn ready, because you're gonna see some serious shit. So let me get all of that stuff up, and then we can take a look. Just a moment. "68 different screenshots of people losing their minds." Hope you're ready for that one. And here you're gonna see a lot of nicknames that False got over the years, as his reputation has been soiled within the ranks of Nijisanji fans. This particular user has this to say: "Anyways, remember to report a certain pink-eyed drama tuber and his groomer bestie if you haven't already. Regiel has violated the cease and desist and can face legal action." Yes. Let's go after both of them legally and in all kinds of ways as well. And if you can see up there in the user's name, you have a demon mask. I wonder whose fan that may be. Beats me. Any kind of fucking do something about that goddamn pink-eyed fraud. Imagine being manipulated so much by Niji. Hearing these two words from Pink Eye's viewer is the greatest joke ever. At FalseEyeD, you a coward little bitch ass motherfucker. And here we have someone's lengthy statement about the state of the Nijisanji fanbase. "I hate that Nijisanji is hated that bad that people believe a 17-minute video of barely any proof of screenshots. He showed little to no proof and really just showed screenshots of Twitter profiles. There was no proof in any of that video. You can't call blocked off things proof. Nijisanji fans don't support sexual harassment. But what we're gonna do is stand around and believe somebody has had evidence against himself and Raziel. Let's not forget who these people are and all of the bad things that they have done. For False to make unnecessary interpretations of people not wanting to be around Aster is absolutely insane to me, because it seems he does collab with people, and even if he didn't, how was that any of our business? Well, you know, you should be questioning things that are happening within the company. You shouldn't just, you know, see a person saying something and think that just because you don't like them, that everything that they say is false. No pun intended. We saw no names. Blocked off screenshots that he claimed was proof. Discord messages that were completely blocked off and showed little to nothing. And False running his mouth because he doesn't like someone. What a child. Again, video wasn't monetized, and False surely has a bone to pick with any color in Nijisanji in general. But why would he be running such a story? Especially if he knew it would get him into trouble. If he thought it was untrue. Is it just for attention? Is it just to boost his videos? You guys be the judge. But I do believe there may be some truth in there. Let me read that super chat real quick and then we can continue. Sentai, thank you for the 5. Bro hitting his victims with the Sam, I am green eggs and hamburgers is wild. Couldn't put it better myself. Let's move on. I am struggling on the phone part. It requires for a JP phone, I think. Just put it in a fake number. In case you're wondering what they're doing here, they're trying to report false. And they're failing at it because they're children and they don't know how to do it. No, you don't need a JP phone. Just put your own number or something. It's just for contact and formalities purpose as you are sending a report. Don't mind me, just pasting the link to the stream here. Delete the extra slash before YouTube, before sending. ATP, I'm mad at any color. Why has False gotten away with spewing this much information and straight up lies? Can't they do something? Done. Hopefully something will come out of this. And here we are where it gets really fucking stupid. In case you're not following the news, a certain CEO of United Healthcare got murdered the other day by a lone gunman. And here's a very normal person commenting on it, saying, "Mr. Gunman, FalseEyeD next." Hold on, D. Yes, let's have a guy killed because he made the video you don't like. Bro really partner with a groomer again for this hit piece? In quotation marks. Manifesting this for you at puke emoji FalseEyeD and at puke emoji Raziel Vormonic. FalseEyeD soon. A person going to jail for VTuber harassment. Wrote a doc to defame a grooming victim with the exact groomer and friends with sex pet. Like, I don't know if they had a problem with sex pests, skull emoji. Even if he's right, he monetized someone's being sexually assaulted. Tell me you didn't watch the recent video without telling me you didn't watch the recent video. I'm not gonna explain why I made this comment. Go watch False's most recent video. I'm not giving a man support who supports a pedophile my views. What they mean is the video isn't monetized. These people are fucking normal, as you can tell. Even if he's right, he monetized someone being sexually assaulted. Reporters cannot do their jobs because they monetize, even though he didn't, things that they report on. That's a fucking statement of the century, even if he's right. And here's of course the biggest Nijisister representing. Here's Bint with his or hers insight about FalseEyeD. If FalseEyeD isn't on the lips of Bint like every second day or every day at this point in time, Bint would just be sick. Where does FalseEyeD even go from there? This was his big project after the last 2 bombshells, after getting into the Yab incident before the story even dropped and having to draw straight libel, speculating that the company was at fault. His instincts are baffling. Yeah, no. if you actually have proof of sexual harassment, felt anything for the victim, you don't have a family that says Niji EN VTubers versus Niji EN VTuber with an angry soy face. Not off to a good start here with the obvious content mill clickbait slop. This is Bin's modus operandi for the most part. In case you know, talking about the content itself, it's gonna be about the content's presentation first and foremost, and then about the person's character, because Bint is petty like that. Does the same thing to other people he or she doesn't like, and it's a constant thing with that account. It's it is something, and I don't know where they have the strength or the mentality to keep on going about FalseEyeD such a frequent amount of days. And here's a marrow that Ben got. How false shows he cares about sexual harassment. Clickbait title and thumbnail featuring a reused PNG of his face. Scheduling it as a premiere for maximum hype. For sure monetizing that bad boy. Still not coming out in support of Fruit and the woman of Bishoja after they were sexually assaulted, and more following her coming forward about her history of DV, despite promising to do in-depth research covering all sides. But don't worry, I'll cover it. Gossip gunning over the for sure real DMs of the 19-year-old girl. Basically, says Ben. Some people need to be beat until they can't breathe. @/FalseEyeD. And there's more Bint. Paul's maturity in handling sensitive subject isn't just sub-journalist, it's sub-adult. This isn't how a professional in any industry should be handling these things. It's abhorrent. And he has no idea how much trust he's burned as the direct result of his words and actions. I don't know if he actually desires any of your trust, Bint, and especially of the people you cater to, but that's just me. I don't think he cares too much. Another one. I really don't think Nijisanji fans should worry about any JamaTuber this month trying to ruin the fun of being a Nijisanji fan. Dude has been trying to burn the company to the ground for years now, and Nijisanji fans are still going strong. Yeah, that's why your VTubers have a CCV that's lower than mine. That's how strong your guys are going. My personal advice to concerned fans is just to block all the JamaTubers and don't engage with their content. And Bint says, if that's what you want to do, fine. But understand that people like False are influencers with platforms where a number of people still place trust in for information. Not just random trolls. You've come to the wrong place if you want a positive thoughts on Niji fanspace. LMO, like, sorry, but in all brutal honesty, things aren't really going strong like they once were. And while a lot of individual JamaTuber stories and hoaxes post-February haven't really done much separately, they have collectively set the vibe. I mean, the company itself does that. These people are just reporting on it. If you're saying that False's particular framing of it is what constitutes the vibe, then I guess that's just on you, Bint. I hate FalseEyeD so bad. I need him gone! Oh yeah, brother. No need to force yourself to make your voice sound cool like that. It sounds so unnatural and it's cringe, LMAO. It's like my 14-year-old cousin trying to inspire his crush. God forbid a VTuber with a news anchor shtick speaks in the same manner as an anchor would. Fucked up in the face emoji. Same manner as a news anchor? LMAO! What television having a news anchor sounds like this motherfucker? Oh. These people know nothing about anything. It's funny because antis are like, they're trying to silence us. Like, do they not know slander, libel, and defamation is a serious crime in Japan? Oh, you're so real for that. What? Is the robot on fentanyl again? LOL, he really needs that views, isn't he? He can't accept the fact that Nijisanji is on the rise again. The official account already recovered their half of their lost subs, and their stock is also back and stable. These people live in their own world. It's also really fucking telling that he's involving Twisty in it. This, since people have been making out Twisty to become to be some infantilized victim from her debut to now. And in case some of you do not know, the person has been allegedly talking to False is allegedly also Twisty, as in the person that was involved in getting harassed in those screenshots there. Falsely accusing someone of sexual assault should get you dragged, but of course False is gonna try to get away with it because the VTuber community is full of cowards. Yeah, you know, talking about whistleblowers, that's the cowardly thing. Coming out and saying that someone sexually harassed you, that's the cowardly thing to do. That's what False is. That's what False is in FalseEyeD stands for. Doctored evidence. Not even the first time he did it. Yes, an unreliable source of information, a person who sided with a groomer or a liver none of the ex-talents spoke negatively about. Who do I believe? Thinking hard emoji. Well, considering you have a pic of an avowed racist in your bio, I can assume you would happily side with the sex pest too. And yes, the avowed racist is the person you're fucking thinking about. It's the other purple man. God forbid Asian gay man makes a joke about white people. Just how insecure are you to be offended by this? And literally nothing you said disproves the point I made, so please just fuck off. But even slight scrutiny, it shows that the nothing is said document has any weight or is actively contradicting to their points. The fact that people hold him in high regards is genuinely disgusting and speaks volumes as to why he stayed completely silent when a VTuber detailed her history of abuse and sexual harassment by her ex-husband and was flooded with even more from deranged incels. It cannot be stated enough that this behavior is deplorable, but he has people actively defending him. People who see him do and say these things think that he isn't a bad person. Several accounts have detailed the various of lies made by False, his contemporaries, Raziel, and many more. The fact that he's still around is insane, but it confirms the outsider perspective that VTubers and those adjacent are just degenerates and losers. It's not the guy that allegedly inviting people to Japan for fun times. And of course, with all the shit going on, Reds have been active, especially on places like VT. Here's a post from VT noticing the following from Aster. We'll have to postpone the cooking stream. Sorry, missing some of the stuff. Setup is complicated. Thanks for your understanding. Delay stream for 1 week for these reasons. Whoa. With the same amount of time that took for the video to drop, this happened, a huge coincidence. Could be, but this is how rats are. You never fucking know. And there's more from Bint. I understand that this is a hard situation, but don't lose your cool. Read the words that I actually say and don't get sucked into outrage and despair and assumptions. False wants that, and he's happy to use angry comments against people. Honestly, I'm just confused with the anti-logic. Do you really think other livers would even interact with Starboy if those allegations were true? We are talking about empowered and mature women who can choose who they interact with, and respectful men support women here. Oh, that's the biggest fan fiction I've seen so far here. It's all respectful and it's all hunky-dory inside Nijisanji. It's like all nice ladies and gentlemen in there. FalseEyeD has a new Niji callout. He's regurgitating info from SGL, an alleged groomer, and a noted unreliable source proven to have embellished multiple details. Not the first or second, but the third time his exclusive bombshell has been unprovable DMs. It's so over, lol. I actually never reported FalseEyeD to any caller before because I'm so lazy, LMAO. But really, this time I'm doing it. They care about their fans so much. They care about their VTubers so much that they would have reported false, but can't be fucking ours to do it. But this time, I swear I'm gonna do it. And then there was more from VT. Holy fuck! Immediate self-suspension for exactly 1 week. Again, the rats are out in full force. And there's more. There's the post I read about Nijisanji stuff and the the status of their fan base. Hugs for Aster, hugs for Acadians, hugs for Nijisanji fans and people who defend the livers. This whole thing is so sickening and I really hope Aster is okay. FalseEyeD has the originals. The text comes from someone inside Nijisanji, but he purposely blocked off their identity for their protection. If someone from Niji wanted to get information about someone who's someone else, they would not go through FalseEyeD, because anyone who they would want to get the information out, the fans, knows that FalseEyeD is a lying piece of shit. How can you not see how obvious that is? And then there's more from VT. This time, someone trying to debunk the rats. Trying to put a little bit more of a reasonable spin on things. Just look at the video again, because I remember it being a lot, and LOL. Proof that Aster was following a non-corpo account of theirs and they were mutuals. Added him on the non-corpo Discord account and invited him to their non-corpo Discord server. Proof they owned both the Niji Steam account that had been shown on stream, as well as their personal Steam account. Proof that they owned a Throne page related to their PL. Proof that they owned game accounts, Vic related. I don't play LOL or anything, but I assume this would be a Riot account, considering the reference to League in the image. False read the schizo parts of the post, assumed they were fake, and extensively verified that this was a real person before going with the story. The reason the stuff didn't make any impact before was because it was too schizo sounding to be real. To assume he would have felt the same way. And again, a theory that could be valid here. Doing this to Aster, out of all people, FalseEyeD will make sure to witness your downfall in this lifetime. It's a fucking Sonic villain speech out there. FalseEyeD seems to really want to pay for any color. He's running a chicken race, even though there's finally been an arrest. Of course, JP fans are also starting to report about this. FalseEyeD acts like he's fine, but he's really scared. But I can't go back now, so I have no choice but to keep posting. Pathetic, man. More bint. Because there's always more bint. I understand that your space isn't a Nijisanji positive space. I don't understand trying to put energy worrying all the time what False and other drama tubers do, since that just takes the joy out of everything. We're already 10 months after February. People who trust and believe False and hate Nijisanji are the people who are always going to hate Nijisanji. We can always call them out, but I don't want to encourage fans to drown themselves in negativity. worrying about something that will likely never happen, or if it does happen, it won't be the fire to burn Nijisanji as drama VTubers want it to be. And Bint had this to say. Understand that my issues with False do not begin or end with Niji. Yes, it's also all of the other petty shit that you're attaching to him personally. That's also your the way you operate with that. And that even in a situation where Niji does something so horrible, I disavow them permanently. I would still be speaking out against him and his content. I can enjoy things and call him a fraud at the same time. FalseEyeD, bro. Need more clickbait, Niji drama. Come on, bro. You need to release more. Get the money because you're going to need that. Bro, I'm telling you, you're next, dude. Don't get me wrong. If that's true, I hope something will be done. But what False didn't show you were other parts of that Discord convo regarding sex pesting. I won't post it here, but they were racist, and other parts simply didn't add up. Again, they have their own theories about this. Everyone has their own. I need them to start the legal process now and have a statement by this evening. Sincerely, fuck that man. I just woke up. And that's what they do with their time. 3 minutes later, by the way, after waking up. I love not being blocked by False. Guys, just saying, if you report that FalseEyeD is trying to ruin Ailuna's 3D relay, any caller will be really, really mad. Here's them linking videos. YouTube video, YouTube channel, X post. I read that one already. FalseEyeD will be getting cold this Christmas. I hope FalseEyeD gets hit by a car on his way to the grocery. You can also add links for Rima's video since she's just so bad. Just as bad. Copy paste and remove the extra slash. YouTube video link, YouTube channel URL. Poor Rima. She doesn't deserve it. FalseEyeD needs to quit and get an actual job, because holy shit, what is this grown-ass man doing, ruining other livers' careers with rumors? FalseEyeD covered up the document with a pedophile trying to accuse another talent if abused now is using the same pedophile to accuse another of being sexual deviant. The original document was full of lies and statements made to twist the situation in their favor. Honestly, fuck FalseEyeD at this point. Hope he and his family having a fucking miserable life. Oh, those Vox Akuma fans. Why are they so nice? Like, I get going about FalseEyeD because you don't like him. But why are you involving his family in all of this? You people need to be, like, leashed. You don't deserve to be in a house. You need, like, a doghouse outside of the premises. That's where you belong. So fucking mean. How many more times do I need to talk to your victims to stop them from doing the worst to themselves, False? Imagine getting mad about exposing a sexual harasser in a company where management chooses not to stand up for any of the female livers. You sound really dumb right now, skull emoji. The way you completely believe this guy really surprises me. There's no way Vispo would let their talent collab with someone like that without doing their research, usually dancing in the palm of his hand. I mean, yeah, that's the point of private DMs. Nobody knows about them until someone leaks about their bad behavior. And I don't believe False. I found about these leaks before he even reported on them. They've been out for 2+ weeks if you bothered to do the research. At least False entertain us with these Niji leaks. You actually dug up the fake news that was confirmed by both livers and chewed it again. At this point, cattle are smarter than you. And you're releasing this video right now when iLuna is gearing up for some big events and announcements. How macho of an asshole can you be? Can we just must report pink ID? I like to think his thought processes is, while covering his face in his hands from the frustration that bent, I won't block them, one day I'll show them, as he holds himself back from pressing the block button. It's either he's monitoring me because he's paranoid, or because he wants to deny me the pleasure of getting to laugh at him for blocking me. God, these fucking people are so fucking petty. It would be funny if he would. Like, not too long ago, he tried to dox you and was racist to Asian people, but failed in doxing you and just outed himself as racist. By the way, none of these things happen. You're probably being watched, probably not even muted. It would be funny if you'd ratio him. Terminally on Twitter. Terminally online on Twitter. I feel like that he's doing this because he's a dumbass bitch who likes to yep fake news. Crying emoji. FalseEyeD should actually be sued because this could be considered a crime. He's igniting hate and directing it towards innocent people. Somebody for real needs to create a report hit list. Okay, I need False's channel gone. Let's start a mass report spree until his channel gets deleted. This is so low and fucked up. By the way, this dude deleted this particular tweet because I pointed it out that that's essentially targeted harassment on X. But yeah, they're just calling for a fucking hit list. They're so fucking mad. Not because we're small. Small means we're weak. We literally watch 12 hours of leak streams multiple times a week. If that's not Giga Chat behavior, no dedication, and I don't know what is. Mute and report. Protect your mental if you have to. You know, I've seen some funny comments and some funny shit during my time online. I've seen worse than this. But, like, just read this again to yourself. We're not because we're small means we're weak. We literally watch 12 hours of leak streams multiple times a week. If that's not Giga Chat behavior, I don't know, and nor dedication, and I don't know what is. No. That's being a retarded zoomer online. 12 hours of leak streams per week. In case you don't know, Aster does a lot of fucking leak streams. Because why the fuck not? This channel should have been done months ago, but yeah, let's just must report that channel for misinformation and harassment. Let's be so fucking real. If anyone in Nijisanji was actually a fucking sex perv, all of the other former libraries would be talking about it. Those fuckers don't care about their NDA. You think... because to keep his mouth shut? No. Guys, just saying, if you report FalseEyeD trying to ruin iLuna's 3D relay, AC will be really mad. Read that one already. Did it with a link to his video. That just can't go. This just can't go on. I know it's frustrating, but remember to send love and positive energy and report. Love, peace, and report. And yes, in case you didn't figure out, a lot of these people are minors. A lot of Nijisanji EN fans are minors, and they just act out constantly because what the fuck is parental supervision? Just doesn't fucking exist anymore. This is another one on the Rima video. Can someone explain what's going on? I'm so lost. FalseEye made a video targeting a specific library, so everyone is sending love and reporting. Love. Report. Guys, also please support Aster because people are actively leaving comments in his newest VOD. The reason why people truly believe False this time apparently is because he's spoken with the library. Which, by the way, I can't believe if the victim they're saying is that particular person. Send love to the Arcadians as well, since some tags might get flooded, sadly. But just be aware that he actually shown not an ounce of verifiable proof, and just all word from mouth. Report the video to hear, and please don't stress too much over it. Why haven't we done this? Talking about the reporting harassment campaign. It's funny because antis are like, they're trying to silence us, like they don't know slander, libel, and defamation is a serious crime in Japan. Oh yeah, I read this one as well. But then there's many repeats. Please help report. Even a short, simple message will do. Remember to add the links properly. You know, I don't think just sending them a small message is good enough, because this sort of thing should be for serious matters. And if you can't explain why the particular thing you're sending them is bad in detail, then I don't think they're gonna care as much. Who the fuck knows? It's any color, anything can happen. He conveniently waited just 2 days before the start of the 3D relay, and the day where Aster was supposed to have an announcement. Raising brow emoji. And for what? To show screenshots we already saw almost a year ago, and clearly based off their stories from Japan. They're literally fine. It's okay, any color investigated itself, and any color decided that any color did nothing wrong. I'm struggling on the phone part. It requires for a JP phone. No, that's them attempting to report, but they don't know how to do it. Anyway, if you want to know how disgusting Fall is, he actually waited until just before Scarlet and Luna's 3D month to release the video to reignite the hate towards the library. His source is a groomer who, by the way, felt abandoned when her victims break away from her influence. And then there's more links to report. And yeah, they've been very spaghetti upsetty, as you can see here. But that's not where it ended. I thought this is where it would have ended, but it didn't. And you know why it didn't end? Well, because Quinn Bennett, formerly Kyo, decided to involve himself in all of this, and he got shat on quite severely. So let's take a look at that. Because I don't want to keep you guys here for much longer. This is what he said. All I'm saying, this is after, this was a vague tweet from him, indicating that he actually did watch FalseEyeD's video. And he said the following. All I'm saying is... there's a reason the podcast only lasted 2 episodes. And yes, Kyo and Aster had like a 2-episode postcard with one another. I believe there's some archives of it floating around right now. You can tell how well it went from the shortness of it. Never mind. I feel it's irresponsible to be vague given the circumstances, and to be honest, I want to stay in my own lane. Thumbs up. And he deleted the first tweet, by the way. Even if I personally dislike someone, that doesn't give or remove credibility from a third-party story. My opinion wasn't meant to invalidate or validate someone else's experience, which is why I deleted the post. Hope that clears everything up. And then you might guess what happened. Quinn, I'm sorry, but you said something that needs context. Our community cannot simply see your vague tweets and just let it go that easily. I don't owe you that. It's not even my place to talk about it in the first place, which is why I was vague / decided to delete the tweet. Can understand that you are too involved in something that doesn't personally involve you, which is funny because after that he decided to do a stream about it. Opinion? So you don't even have any facts or grounds to speak on this, or am I misunderstanding? No, I'm just saying just because I dislike a person, A, for my own personal reasons, doesn't make any allegations about them more or less credible. Fool's a bitch. And you may guess what happened in his Twitch chat as he decided to have a stream about it. Quinn, you know, they will use this stream, right? You realized your error and made right on the matter. Good on you. You were right, though. Even saying fuck him without real beef is crazy. The tweet was unnecessary, yeah, but you're acknowledging it at least. I feel like everyone flaming you doesn't understand the stress of having eyes on you and the stress of having issues with others. They just see it as a celebrity drama and dehumanize the fact emotions exist. I get it, honestly. Okay, if you're aware that then that's good, but that doesn't justify your action. You might want to private this vote after this for your information. They will take this and warp your words. Really unnecessary and just fed the anti-bro. This isn't it. Glad you were taking accountability, but that's about it. Hi DramaTube. Hi Twitch chat. And there's more. Kudo stands are wild in this chat. I don't come here, but I support you, Quinn. Let him speak, guys. I swear to God. Believe victims, y'all stop being children. I really want to give Quinn a hug right now. Believe victims. If you don't know, then don't even say things like that. That what even. You're acting more mature about this than most of the communities or fans are. Yes, those vague tweets were very mature, and saying he doesn't own people jack shit is also another one of those examples. Accusing Quinn for what other people might do with his words is crazy. I am disappointed, seriously, just stop. Yo, but think about he was there behind the scenes, so he probably knows a lot more than us. It's an opinion, guys. And people hear anyone saying NDF, just go screw yourself. Yeah, don't clip it out of context. Said some crazy things, but he made it very clear that it wasn't true. Or true at least. You're gaslighting yourself. You're a cool guy, Queen. We all have moments every now and then. You're a real one. I guess. Wrap it up. Please don't white knight here, guys. I would think Queen here knows way more than you. He's literally just speaking on the character of someone. Just stop, please. Chat needs to shut up and listen to. No need to keep adding fuel. Taking accountability is important. That's a good that you are. Realized very quick and you did wrong. People in the chat are not listening. Bro, what? Queen, let's leave it here, man. Guys, chill. Yup, it's good you're acknowledging it. That's it. Dude! That's basically an accusation. Stop! You're making it worse. He's just saying what he feels, guys. Stop! Stop what when? As you can tell, it didn't go very well. That whole stream. And after the stream, the Nijisisters were very much not liking it. I'm not listening to that shit. I'm just checking when people give the TLDR. Me just riding to home. LOL, I'm watching right now, and I'm sure it doesn't justify the damage he caused, but he's gonna get milked for drama. ATP. He's making it worse, to be honest. Well, I did. Sighs loudly. Right. LMAO. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Much like with the racist stereotype with Koreans, he said and apologized for. He's just doubling down because he doesn't want to say he fucked up. He needs to learn the art of shutting the fuck up. This is why the entire nation of Korea jumped his ass. Sorry. And I defended him during that. Don't get it twisted. South Korea, I don't want my terminology to get me jumped. I'm so fucking mad. This is the second Oshi I've had who's done some irresponsible dumb shit this year. And it hurts. I mean, I'd look at his recent stream about it. I think it's a bit weird. No one's even approaching these allegations neutrally. False reporting was awful. But something seems off here, and the goalposts for when to believe them seem to be keep moving. I lost all of my respect for him in the span of 5 seconds. And it hurts even more because we know how much he is treasured by the girls. And he can't even think of their sake or his own former wave's sake. For fuck's sake. No one is asking anybody to like everyone they work with, but at least have some tact. The shit he's saying right now is proof a man. No matter how much of an ally he claims to be, no matter how many minorities he's friends with, he will always be a man. Sorry, I have to take a drink about that one because just misandry for no reason whatsoever. Nijisanji fans, not even once. Fuck, man. People are wild. White men really think they're fucking Riddler vague tweeting. It's not my unplug your router. But they're very brave with all those limited replies. Sick and tired of them. Oh my god. It seems that he has no responsibility at all. This is what they are at best at. By the way, by them and they here, they mean white men. So, racist and misandrous at the same time. They, them, but it's white men. Can I just make it clear as fuck? I don't want to be defending any predators that want to risk it. Just in case. Just in case Aster decides to be what people accuse him of. And I still have to be wary of just heading straight into that without the utmost care. If Aster allegations ends up being real, I wish nothing but the worst punishment upon him and rot in jail. I don't think he did anything illegal, dude. He might be a piece of harassing shit. But I really think that, at least judging by those allegations, I really don't think he did anything that would warrant jail time. But whatever. Even then, asking said about still stands. It's not sexual assault allegations. It's not the playground for you to use to be petty with the person you dislike. That's all I have to say. This wasn't sexual assault. We have no way to know if the allegations are true or not, but to say all about that, about your ex-colleague, and you yourself don't know what's true, it's just so insanely unkind. I could see a universe where this is true. It's an insane thing to say, actually. And yes, in case you're wondering what this whole stream was, is essentially he said that he doesn't know if the allegations are true or not, but his personal experience with Aster and the way he is portrayed in the allegations shown in False's video is part for the course. And this is and basically Quinn confirmed that this is the way Aster would behave. So here you go, you have another liver essentially confirming that Aster does indeed act this way. And they say here, he repeated throughout the video that he's not trying to confirm or deny anything in that video. But when he said things like this based on his personal feelings towards him, it was way beyond unnecessary and at the very least. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so disappointed. There's no fucking way he said this. Are you shitting me? What the fuck? No, I need you to actually start suing the ex-livers because too many of them get away with a lot. Like, holy shit. That's some serious shit, and saying that with absolutely zero things supporting it because you don't like someone, crazy ass bitch. Get the legal team on the phone. I hate that his ass all this time at Niji felt like nothing was lost when he left. LOL, but always checked for proof when people came. Rightfully for his ass. Like do he realize that the person, a real human, he's friends to like what? This is getting very incoherent. But all because he don't like Aster? Of there really something going on? Say, dear mister that's not afraid of NDA, and said it multiple times because knowing that many women follow and support Aster, a lot of them would love to know if something really bad happening behind the scene. Why are you backing out? Goddamn, speak fucking English. I need him to shut the fuck up. The girls are about to get harassed. Have any of their actions been analyzed and people gonna make theories about how they feel towards Aster? Because of what that bitch that can't shut up and can't give actual shit backing what he say and feel toward the person he hate. Smiley emoji. God damn, this person is so fucking bad. All English grammar went out the fucking window. That purple bitch who do drama VTubers video, sorry, brought back some of old made up Discord conversation to accuse Aster of SA, and Quinn had to insert himself into the conversation because he hate Aster and backed down once he realized he fucked up, but doubled down his last stream because he hate Aster. People are accusing him of harassment, not assault. Finally, someone corrected. No hate, no shade to OP, but Niji needs to sue the ex-liver is such a blanket statement, but really goes to show how one bad apple spoils the bunch. Now, because of this motherfucker, a lot of people are side-eyeing others when they've been doing an alright job at minding their business. Frowning emoji. It's not bad timing. I chose to post it at this time. I was just bad decision making on my part, which I fully admit, says Queen. Too malicious from his part. I'm so disappointed. I'm speechless. Bro really said, let me pull a Sayu. Literally skull emoji. Goofball. Immediately unfollowed him like I don't want a new Sayu. Crying emoji. My god. Niji has sucked N-words for less, by the way. Why wouldn't they suck a N-word for even potentially being a rapist? Yeah, if only that were true. I mean, they sacked one and left a whole fucking bunch of harassers do whatever they want in the Korean branch forever. Until the Korean branch was just fucking forgotten and everything was fucking memory hold to shit. Got rid of a whole pedophile before. By pedophile, they're accusing Sai of being a pedophile because Shodakon comments. Please make the NDAs strict again. Please let the PL etiquette back to its royal face. There is a reason it became a taboo thing. PL etiquette is to protect your Oshi. I have never wished for an ex-current interact just because without the restraint, everything the ex slipped will be a direct hit towards the current. Why aren't they thinking about the talents remaining? Please think of the people that remain. Please don't spoil the reputation of the current generation. Jesus, these people. Aster, they could never make me hate you. Well, crying double cat emoji. I'm gonna hold this this tweet to my heart very closely. If the allegations against Aster ever come out to be fully true, I'm gonna take a look at what this person had to say. after this? Are they gonna delete their account? What are they gonna say then? I really want to know how this story is gonna end. At the end of the day, he's just another white man. I could see him being someone who sexually harasses someone because I personally don't like him, is what a GS basically said. Quinn reminding everyone that he is in fact a man. I mean, and Aster isn't. I feel so hurt right now. For years you didn't even try to know him more, how socially anxious he is, and he just made a whole other meaning about his anxieties. This is so unfair. Yeah, yes guys, he was just a poor, misunderstood, anxious dude. Told you they're gonna be trying to sweep for him somehow and explain it away with, oh, he just had anxiety. That's what anxiety makes you do. Makes you a horny retard. This one is truly something. Let me take a drink before I read this one, because I just might spill it for full comedic effect. Motherfuckers are mad stupid if they think Aster and Arcadians is weak. He streams League for 12 hours straight almost every day. And whenever I open chat, the regular Akeniers are always there throughout the entire stream. All 200 of them. Try hovering League Master rank with trolls and idiots in your League game. Your mental will shatter within days. He's just built different. You motherfuckers would go into a COD lobby and the first person that called you a slur would make you curl up into a fucking ball and cry your eyes out for hours. He is built different because he 12 plays fucking League for 12 hours straight like a retard. Yeah, I'd think this is a troll too if I didn't take a look at the rest of his account. You wish it was a troll. I'm fucking crying, man. I feel so bad for Aster. Quinn went and proved why he's so awkward, why he's so shy. It was so right to keep everyone at arm's length. Bro went and slandered him all because he was so introverted and is socially awkward. That's fucked up. He's a sexual harasser. With what fucking proof? That shit Pink Eye said? Yeah, right. That's the same fucking evidence he pulled from fucking February. Get the fuck off my shit with that fucking dumbass. Gotta be one of them aunties who kisses Pink Eye's ass. Double black fuck you emoji. He even used the same shit for Luca and collabed with his fucking groomer to do so. Knows the facts first before you come spouting dumb shit at me. I say it with my fucking chest. Fuck you aunties, fuck Pink Eye, and fuck Queen. All you motherfuckers are getting what's coming to you. Karma's a bitch. And I can't wait to watch you all fucking suffer. We Arcadians ain't weak. Neither are we Niji fans. Silence ain't weakness. It's strength. It's maturity. And I'm tired. Don't ever think for a second you got the upper hand, because you don't. Know your fucking place, triple black hand. Fuck you emoji. Oh. Fucking people. Again, if the accusations ever turned out to be true, I want to see what this person will have to say. He even said in some timelines he could, which is even more fucked up. Even if there was a timeline, it ain't this one, because Aster is socially awkward and extremely introverted. And more lucky keeps to himself because he already assumes the worst. Though he didn't just say that Aster is socially inept. He claimed to witness acts he described as being weird towards women and excessively forward towards the female members of New Waves, apparently including a personal friend of his. Non-criminal, but it's a bad sign. Even if that's the fucking case, we don't know if he's telling the truth. Obviously, he doesn't like Aster. So why would I believe something he says about him when he's willing to stir the pot and cause shit all because he didn't like him? And once again, Aster is socially awkward and the other livers are all adults. Yeah, they're adults legally, but mentally, a lot of them are quite below the, the threshold. They could easily set boundaries and let that be that. Oh yes, setting boundaries in the VTuber sphere, that really works. That's why every single week there's like several tweet longers about a person being harassed. Because boundaries were broken. It wasn't his say to say anything. He's not in Niji, it's none of his fucking business. He left the company. If that was a real issue, Aster would have been terminated as they have done this in the past. Quick, fast, in a hurry, but Aster is still here. That says something. If it was a bigger issue, it would have been already been addressed. And lastly, he said himself he knew he shouldn't have said that and he knew it was stupid, but obviously he doesn't even care because he doesn't like Aster. And basically because he's awkward. It's literally fucked up even if he's in the wrong, so is Quinn. That's the thing though. He admitted his mistake in bringing any of this up due to personal grievances with the guy. But stood up by his claim that he witnessed things suggesting Aster of being capable of alleged actions. Clearly distinguish between the two. Yes, but to push those allegations with no further proof is not being helping in the fact makes things worse. I don't care if he said sorry, he's not sorry and he didn't make a mistake, bro. He's trying to save face. He's basically ruined his image. And he went against his whole don't push antis or drama tubers by doing this. Obviously, as long as he's not the target, then the drama tubers are fine. And when they say is credible, even if his evidence is already proven to be false because it was used in February against Luca. Which evidence comes from someone desperate for views and a known groomer, yet people believes them? It's all just fucking weird and scripted because it's before iLuna 3D and it was before Aster's announcement. And yeah, and I do believe there's probably more to that going forward because the Nijisisters fucking cannot stop themselves from acting the way they do. It's a whole fucking chimp out, as you've seen. Really, really fucking funny shit. There's coping, there's seeding, there's all kinds of mad in all kinds of shapes and forms. There's, as I said, there's death wishes, there's death threats, there's wishes of legal action to be inflicted upon fucking not only False, but also Quinn. They want Quinn to get sued as well. But yeah, Nijisisters are the gift that just keeps on giving. And it's gonna keep on giving forever. And it's never gonna get fucking any less funny. Because they always fucking chimp out. And they will never fucking stop. They will always make excuses for their favorites. They're gonna be running defense no matter what the liver does. Again, have to fucking kill puppies in broad daylight for them to start saying something at least. A shit show and a show in clown world at the same time. I don't believe how this is fucking possible. Chat. Thank you for joining me on this very, very funny stream, especially towards the end. And I do personally wonder where this whole thing is gonna go. If it's actually gonna go anywhere. Is Aster, as the rat suggests, self-suspended? Is Aster gonna get fired? Is nothing gonna happen to him? Are the allegations against him false, as is the name of FalseEyeD? Are the allegations true? And is Aster some kind of Zoomer-laden sex pest? Who knows? I don't know, but considering there's so many people coming forward corroborating that Aster is a weirdo, at least a weirdo, then, you know, that speaks something. If you do believe those things are true, at least. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this very impromptu stream. I'm happy these things have happened in the span of 2 days. And I managed to talk about it because it's really some... It's really telling how the Nijisanji fan base is. They will always do what they do best. And that is acting the clowns. But yeah, once again, thank you for joining me on today's stream. Don't know where the next one is gonna be. I have acquired a little bit more time this December before actual holidays start, that is. So I may be doing a little bit more going forward. So in case you guys want me to cover any particular thing any of you are interested in and other people could be interested in, and it's worth streaming about, do let me know in the comments of this stream and on Twitter, and I'll take a look and evaluate if it's worth talking about in length. But for right now, once again, thanks for joining me. You guys have a good one. Have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you find yourself in the world. Stay hydrated like your favorite streamer does. Stay off Twitter unless you use Twitter for porn, because Twitter is great for porn still. Despite everything, it's still good for that at least. But you guys take care. I'll play you guys off with a very good song. And you guys take care. Enjoy your time not watching my stream. Bye bye.